Welcome to the Planet Pearl video tutorial for double knitting, part 1 of 3. Our supplies, 2 colors of yarn, and knitting needles. First, we're going to cast on to set up for double knitting, which creates a two-sided fabric with stockinette on both sides, 2 different colors. So we're going to start first with our slip knot. Now we're going to treat both strands of yarn as if it is a single strand. This is going to give us a cast on edge with both colors visible. So we're going to do a simple long tail cast on. You could do a knitted cast on, any kind of cast on that you want. And we're just going to cast on the number of total stitches we need, counting the double strands as a single strand of yarn. So if you look here and you count, you will see the cast on stitches when we're counting as pairs. So to do our first setup row, we're going to knit the first stitch together with both strands of yarn, which will also give us a nice closed edge. So it'll be nice and clean, and it'll also give us both colors along the front and back edges. So now we have to decide which side is going to be the main side and the contrast side. So I've decided red is going to be the main side. So the first stitch is always knit, the second stitch is always purl. So the red is going to be the side that shows, the main side, and so I'm going to knit the first half of that pair with red. Now the second stitch, the yellow stitch, is the second half of the first stitch, so it has to be done in reverse color. So we're going to pull both strands forward and then purl that stitch. Now you're going to move both strands of yarn back and forth as you knit and purl. So this is going to be a red stitch, so we'll knit the red stitch. And then of course we'll have to pull the yarn between and purl the yellow stitch. Now this just happens so that the red yarn is up first, but if this were the yellow yarn up first, you would still knit it with the red stitch. Because what you want is the knit stitches will be on the side that shows towards you right now, and the purl stitches will be on show a stockinette on the back side when you flip it over. So instead of thinking in terms of red and yellow, you need to think in terms of the main color and the contrast color. So you'll see we're about to get to a stitch where it's reversed on the cast on, and you can just slip it over so that the stitches are in the right order. So again, we're going to knit the red and purl the yellow. We're going to knit the main color and purl the contrast color. And keeping your colors straight between main color and contrast will become more important when we learn to work the chart. So we're considering the red the right side. So we're going to knit the first and last stitches together to give us a nice pretty little stockinette edge. And then you can see how you see all the red stitches, those little red knit stitches, all in a row. And when you turn it over, you have little yellow knit stitches all in a row. And those were the yellow purls from the other side. So this is how you're going to create your two-sided fabric. So now we're working on what we're calling the wrong side or the contrast side. And we're going to purl the first and last stitches to continue that little stockinette two-colored edge to give us a nice smooth color edge there. So now we want the yellows to be the knit stitches because it's on the side that's facing us. So we want to create a yellow fabric on this side. So we're going to knit the yellows and purl the reds. We're going to knit the contrast color, which is the yellow, and we're going to purl the main color, which is the red, because we want it to show on the other side. So think in terms of main color and contrast color. We're working on the contrast color side, which means that we're going to knit with the contrast color and purl with the main color. So basically whatever color you want to show is going to be the one you knit with. So let's look at it close up. We're going to knit the yellow, or the contrast color, and then we're going to purl the red. Or the main color. Pulling both yarns in between the stitches, making sure to tension the yarn with every pass. If you knit continental, you would just hold both yarns in your left hand. So we're at the last stitch, so we're going to go ahead and purl it, because we're on what we're calling the contrast or wrong side, although there's no wrong side since they're both pretty and they're both stockinette. Let's see, we're creating that little edge. We have all knit stitches on the red and all knit stitches on the yellow. So come back for part 2 and visit us at planetpurl.com.